Good afternoon, everybody. So you are from different fields, different backgrounds. So first you told me is the size. Size for desktop, then film, then uh, we will consider it in either film or the desktop itself. Okay. Then comes the hoarding part. Hoardings, then magazines, newspapers, magazines and digital lab. Okay, this is a separate section. So if we talk of sizes, desktop is either 1024 by 768. Okay, or 800 by 600. If you are designing a presentation in 4:3 ratio, these will be the dimensions. If you are designing your graphics for a presentation and your presentation is in 4:3 ratio, then your Photoshop graphics will be in this form. Now, if you are designing the graphics for a film, then it has to be in 16:9 ratio. So it will be either 1280 by 720 pixels or 1920 by 1080 pixels. Okay, nice. For hoarding, it will be 20 feet by 10 feet. Okay, or it can be depending upon the dimension of a hoardings. But these are the common sizes: 20 feet by 10 feet hoardings. And if you talk of magazine, as applicable, it can be A4 or it can be A3 or a separate column also. When you are going for a newspaper, you design ads in which size? Do you know that? The costing is done in the form of column by centimeter. Column by centimeter. So you should be knowing the size of a column. One column is around 4 centimeter. Okay, it will be 4 centimeter by what all size it has. If we talk of India, the normal costing of an ad is one column by 1 centimeter costs around 150 rupees. So now you can think of it. And if it is colored ad, it will be 3 times multiplied by 3 per centimeter. One column by 1 centimeter. So it is around this much and 1 centimeter is around this. So only this much ad will cost you 450 rupees. So it is very costly to publish in newspaper. So these are the rates. I was just giving you the idea what you should be knowing. If you are designing some graphics for print media or a magazine or newspaper, then newspaper will have column into centimeter. Okay. Next comes the digital lab. If you are designing some graphics and you want to print it from a digital lab, its dimension will be different. So you all are photographers, you must be knowing the dimensions. Most common is 4:6 or 6:4, then 5:7, 8 by 8 by 6 is also there, 8 by 12 is also there. For passport size photograph, they normally keep it 8 by 6. No?
4 by 6.
These are very common. 8 by 6 papers are easily available, and they commonly print passport size photograph in this small dimensions, and you will have around 8 to 10 photographs in 8 by 6 page. So it costs you around 7 or 8 rupees. So these are most common printing sizes. When you go and you want to have a print, they will ask you want it for 6:4 or 8:6. Then if you are going for a large printing, then it is around it will be around 8 by 12. Actually it is 8 by 11 and a half. So the digital lab prints in a rounded off size. It is 8 by 12 inch. So the best thing about that is that if you are going for 8 by 12 size, you will have more of the passport size photograph, and the costing will be also around 12 rupees or so. So it is fine. If you have 3-4 clients, you can accommodate that all in a 8 by 12 size paper, and you can have around how much money for a 10 passport size photograph?
It's either 8, 16.
It is 8 or 16 or 32. So what is the cost of 8 photographs?
30.
How much?
30.
30 rupees. You are paying only 12 rupees for around 4 clients. Or more. You can accommodate around 5 to 6 clients in A4 size, na? 8 by 12?
16 photographs.
16 different photographs. So just imagine, that's a good amount. So then it is 8 by 12, and you go ahead, it is 12 by 16, 16 by 24, 24 by 32. These are in inches.
20, 24 is
36 is also there. 24 by 36 is also there.
18 by
That depends upon the printing machine. Now the machines are coming at around 36 by unlimited. These machines are also available. The width will be 36 inch and unlimited. Unlimited height or length. It is also like that. Huh? These machines are available. It will have a width of 36 inch, and it can print up to the size of that paper. It is like that. That's why they say unlimited. It's not unlimited. You have a paper roll. It has a fixed size. So up to the size. Now one dimension is 36, which is the span of that plotter, and then the second size is unlimited. So it can print a long paper also, up to size of this length of this room also. Okay. So these are the digital lab sizes. Okay. So I am wrapping these. I am keeping the common sizes over here. So you are comfortable with 11 by 12? Okay. So we have 11 by 12 size. Next parameter. What should be the next parameter to decide the size of file size of your graphics? Because we are talking of file optimization. If you are, yes, exactly, resolution. So because you are talking of file optimization, when all the graphics, raster graphics are optimized for printing or for display. If it is for desktop, it will have a lower resolution. If it is for printing, it will have a higher resolution. Agreed? Okay. So next should be the resolution. Okay. So what should be the resolution of a desktop graphics? If you are designing a graphics for a desktop, what should be the resolution? Yes, sir. No idea? Resolution is a different thing. Then I should define first the resolution. What is resolution?
By default, it is 72 pixels, I think.
First, let us clarify what is resolution. You know what is resolution? Nasal, what is resolution?
So the amount of pixels in a how much amount of pixels are there in a photograph?
Pixels per
We can decide it in a resolution. Like if we type 50 in a resolution, then we have 50 pixels in a photograph.
150 pixels in a photograph.
Pixels per
You agree?
Pixels per inch.
Pixels per inch. You have heard about resolution? Where?
I was creating that new file in Photoshop where I saw resolution, and when I was submitting photos to contest, their resolution was given.
So what was the resolution they asked? Some idea?
800 or DPI 300 DPI.
Yeah, I am talking of DPI, dot per inch. I am talking of DPI, dot per inch.
It was 300 or 310.
If we have a photographs, okay. Let us take a photograph. This is a photograph. We have a graphics in it, like this. Okay. This is a graphics. Okay. Now I take a section of this photograph, and its dimension will be 1 inch by 1 inch. A 1 inch by 1 inch photograph size. It will have something like this of this graphics. If we have a closer look, it will have pixels in it, like this one. As you told, either it will be a square pixel or a rectangular pixel. Okay. So 4 pixels horizontal, 4 pixels vertical. It is 16 dpi. The number of pixels per square inch is called resolution. Number of dots or number of pixels in 1 inch by 1 inch section, that is called its resolution. In common parlance, in common language, we say dots per inch. Number of dots per inch, but exactly it is in a square inch. So, if you are talking of 150, it will 1 inch by 1 inch section of that photograph will have 150 pixels. Okay, not the whole photograph of 150. 1 inch by 1 inch section of that photograph will have 150 dots per. That is called resolution. Yes.
So is there any difference between dpi and dpi?
Pixels per inch and dpi are the same thing. One and the same thing.
Sir, I was right.
It is the same thing. Okay. Normally, when you purchase a printer, it shows PPI. But when you purchase a scanner, it shows a DPI, dot per inch, pixels per inch. Both are the same thing. Okay. So this is the resolution. Now coming back to our graphics, it has to be optimized. For different media, it will have different resolutions. If you are designing a graphics for your presentation for your desktop, then it should have a resolution of the desktop itself. You cannot make it a resolution of 1000 dpi. How much it should have? The resolution of your monitor. So what is the resolution of a monitor?
72.
It is 72 dpi. Correct. It is 72 dpi. So we will keep it 72 or either or something more than that. It can be around 100 dpi, but not less than 72 dpi. Okay. I suggest my students that you should keep around 100 dpi because with some distortion or regeneration or the generation loss, it can go down, but it should not go down to 72. That's why I say keep it 100 dpi. Okay, but it will display only 72 dpi because its capacity is 72. Okay, you have a car, it has a mileometer of 300, but it has an engine which cannot run more than 150 kilometers per hour. You cannot drive it with that speed, even with a mileometer of that. So it is like that only. You have a computer, but you can display only 72 dpi. You cannot display a 300 dpi on your monitor because it does not show it. It does not has the capacity for that. Got it? So we keep it 72 dpi. For films, documentary film, fiction film, any films, what should be this resolution?
3.
All display devices, either a monitor or a projector, anything. Camera also has a 72 dpi. So again it is 72 only. Got it? Yes, sir. When you take a photograph, just take one frame out from your video and measure the pixels. It will be 72 only. Got it? So for video also it is 72 only. Then coming to hoardings. So
Print media.
print media is right, you say that it should be 300, but for hoardings, since it is placed at a very higher position or very far away from the viewers, so it cannot have a 300 resolution. You can come down also. Normally the printers, all the hoarding printers in our city, they print at 100 dpi. Normally they keep it 96 dpi. Hoardings are printed at 96 dpi. Not more than that. All print in this DPI resolution, not more than this. The reason is that this hoarding is placed far away from the viewers, so it does not require high resolution. Okay, so for hoardings it is 96 dpi. Then what about the magazines? You closely watch it, so it has to be high resolution then. So normally we have it 600 dpi. That depends upon the magazine. If it is of very high quality, then it may have higher resolution also. But normally for magazines we keep it 600. What about newspapers? But what is the dimension? What is the resolution of a newspaper? A daily newspaper you read it. It is 200. It's 200. For magazine it is 600, and for newspaper it is 200. They print it at 200 dpi. So we don't keep it high. Okay. Then coming to digital lab.
300.
Right. But if we say about how high it can go, normally in our city, all the machines are around 500 dpi. But they deliberately keep it at 300 dpi so that they can work faster. So that's why that machine is set at 300 dpi, but not below 300. All the labs, they set their machines at 300 dpi. So that's why I am saying if you are going for a digital lab print, never keep it 600. They will downsize it and print it. So it will unnecessarily waste your memory and your machine as well as your pen drive also. Okay. So for digital lab, keep it 300 dpi. For newspaper, 200 dpi. For magazine, you have to ask them. Keep it in which how much dpi they print. Some magazines are there, they print it in 300 also. So ask them and then design that graphics. Then coming to the hoardings, it is 96 dpi. Then for films it is 72 dpi, and for desktop again it is 72 dpi. Okay, fine. Next part. Next part. What should be that?
Color scheme.
Color scheme. Agree? One is, first was the size, then came the resolution, then color depth.
Scheme.
So background.
Huh?
Background.
Sir, either it should be colored or like in that.
Background, what do you say? Background, what do you want to say?
What background need?
Background is one thing, but again when you mix it, it will have something else now. It will be multicolored then, but it will have colors. That you agree na?
Yes, yes.
So next will be the, it is called color mode. Color mode. All the display devices, monitor, TV, projectors, all are working on RGB color mode. So that's why we keep the desktop. If you are designing your graphics for a desktop, it has to be RGB color mode. When you open a Photoshop file, it asks you want what color mode you want. RGB, anything else?
CMYK.
CMYK,
Grayscale.
grayscale, lab color. But normally lab color we don't use. The common parts are grayscale, bitmap is also there, then grayscale, RGB and CMYK. Okay? So for film, what should be the color mode?
RGB.
Okay, correct. It should be again RGB. What about hoardings?
CMYK.
CMYK.
Sure. Why? Why CMYK?
So because it is bigger, so it needs
all the plotters, all the hoarding printing plotters work on CMYK mode. So when you give a graphics to them, it has to be CMYK. If you give RGB, they will convert it into CMYK, and what all you have designed will distort. The colors will change when you transform it from one mode to another mode. So be sure when you are designing it for a hoarding, it has to be CMYK. Next, coming to the magazines.
CMYK.
Why CMYK?
It's also part of print media. It is also part of print media.
It is part of print media. Chalo, next. Okay, you are correct, but I will come back to this. What about the digital color lamp? It is a print media.
Color.
What should be the color mode?
Color.
RGB.
No, they don't use
Lamp.
lamp. They don't use lamp.
RGB.
वो भी CMYK. CMYK.
You say CMYK. What do you say, people? Amit sir,
RGB.
Yes, sir.
which color mode?
RGB.
Why? Because all the digital lamp machines work on RGB.
RGB.
So we don't keep it CMYK, we keep it RGB. They use RGB technology. Okay? Now coming back to the printing part. There is an option of channel in Photoshop. And if you have designed a graphics in CMYK, you can switch off the individual colors, all the three colors you can switch off and just have a printout of cyan. Only cyan colors, color content will be printed. So actually in printing technology, there are 4 colors.
And magenta, yellow, black.
Cyan, magenta, yellow, black. C stands for cyan, M stands for magenta, Y stands for yellow, and K stands for black. Okay, you have heard about RGB color. These are primary colors. And what are these colors? CMYK.
Second.
Because they have been generated from these colors, that's why they are called secondary colors. Actually, secondary colors, they are not called secondary colors, they are called complementary colors. When we mix RGB, the theory says the color comes out white. When we mix CMY, cyan, magenta, yellow, it should come black, but it does not come black. It comes out muddy brown. So when we print, when we saw that printing CMYK, we did not get black. Then black color was further added, and that was K. Black pigment was added in it, and then the pure black color came. Because cyan, magenta and yellow when mixed, it does not give black color. Though the theory says a fourth pigment was added, and K stands for black. Black pigment was added. So whenever there is a photograph, Amit sir, you have some photograph? Let's say about this. This is a photograph. Okay. If you are going to print it for a magazine, so this whole page will colored magazine. This whole page will have 4 plates. One will be of cyan, another will be of yellow, then from magenta, and then for black. Cyan, magenta, yellow, black. 4 plates will be developed, and this paper will go on the printing. And first the cyan color will come. Then on the same paper, magenta will come, then yellow will come, and finally the black will come, and we will have this result. So that's why for printing technology we use CMYK, because 4 plates are generated in that, and these are the printing pigments, printing colors. Got it? So for all the printing job, but you need CMYK. So the graphic has to be in CMYK.
So the small photo printers also use CMYK.
Yes. The inkjet printers, they also use CMYK. Laser printers also, they use CMYK. Okay. So color, that was color mode. Then 4th parameter is also there. What's that? Color depth. What is that color depth? What is color depth? Now you should be knowing about the mathematics of computers.
the amount of color you have to use.
The amount of color.
Color,
Saturation. What is color depth? When you open a Photoshop file, it says 8-bit per channel.
number of colors,
8-bit per channel. Number of shades.
number of shades.
Because colors are limited. Colors are limited. So you heard about there are 2 colors, black and white. Then there are 8 colors. You have 1 bit. This is called 1 bit. 1 bits, yani 2 to the power 1. It will have only 2 colors. Which are these? Black and white. These will be the 2 colors. If you have 8-bit image, or come lower to that, 4-bit image, it will have 2 to the power 4. That means 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 16 colors. It will have 16 colors. When you boot your machine in safe mode, it shows 16 colors. That is 4-bit. Then comes the 8-bit. I am showing you how colors are generated in computers. So for a 8-bit image, it will have 2 to the power 8. How many colors it will have? 256 colors. Similarly, 16-bit, 2 to the power 16, 65,536 colors. How many colors can we see then?
16 million.
16 million colors.
We can see.
We can see 16 million colors, and 16 million color is 24 bit.
24 bit.
It's 24 bit. Okay. It is 24 bit. 2 to the power 24, if we say, when we calculate it, it is 16.7, approximately 16.7 millions. Do we have that much colors?
Combination.
Actually, these are the shades. 16.7 million color shades we can see. But can we see it? Or the computer just generates it?
We can see.
Because these are the computer generated colors. These are the factor. 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 8, 2 to the power 16, 2 to the power 24. So you were saying that we can see 16.7 million colors. Is it true?
Yes.
Can we see? No, we cannot see.
So,
It's an overkill. We cannot see these many colors. We can only distinguish 9 million color shades. A normal human being can distinguish only 9 million color shades. But since this is a computer and it's working in binary mode, and it calculates in 2 to the power 8, 4, 16, next is 24. That's why it will have a 16.7 million colors. But we cannot see it. We cannot distinguish it. We can distinguish only 9 million color shades. Got it? This is an overkill. Our upper limit is 9 million. Got it? So, but the system works in this way only. So coming back to desktop film, so color depth comes here. How? Since in Photoshop you open a file in 8-bit per channel, 8-bit per channel. So how many channels are there for a RGB image? How many channels are there? It will have 3 channels, no? Red, green, blue. It will make colors from mixing red, green, blue.
Yes.
Different shades. So it will have 8-bit per channel. So there are 3 channels. 8 threes are? Come on, yeah.
24.
So it will have 3 channels, na? 8 threes are 24. So it will be a 24-bit image. But how many colors it can generate? It will generate 2 to the power 24. That means 16.7 million, around 16.7 million color shades. Got it? Is it okay?
Yes.
So, coming back to the color depth. If it is a RGB image, it will be of it will have 3 channels of 8-bit. If you want to have more clarity, more details, then you can make it 16-bit also. There is facility in Photoshop. You can have 16-bit per channel. That means 16 to 3. But we don't require it because we cannot see it. That's the reason. Huh? When you cannot see it, then why you do it? Yes. Okay. So, sorry.
Sir, what is the use of making 16.7 million colors if you only see 9 million colors?
We don't have, we can see 9 million colors, but computers calculates everything in 2 to the power only. So 2 to the power 24 is the calculation part of that machine. So that's why it shows 16.7 million color, but we cannot see it. It generates, but we cannot see. It's like that. Okay. So that is the part of the machine can calculate fast, can calculate more, but we have the capacity to absorb it, grasp it, understand it. So machine can work faster than us, beyond us, but we have to look at the quality part, how much we can see. So it is only 9 million only. So it is an overkill. We don't need that much colors. But we cannot go below that also, because 24-bit image is requirement of RGB. If you want red, green, blue, you should have 24-bit. And 24-bit is 2 to the power 24 and it is 16.7 million color. Got it? Why we need? Why the computer has 16.7 million? Because it needs a 24-bit image. And 24-bit comes from 3 channels of 8-bit. That comes out to be 24-bit, and 24-bit color, 24-bit image has a 16.7 million colors. So that's an equation. So now you can understand why we are showing in 16.7 million. This is the reason. It is an overkill, but we have to calculate it. Because we want to store red, green, blue in 8-bit channels of 3 channels of 8-bit. That's why we will have a 24-bit image. Similarly, cyan, magenta, yellow, black. It will have 4 channels of 8-bit. That's why that image will be a 32-bit image. This will be a 32-bit image. But now, because you are people, you are going to the film industry on the film production course, you must be knowing there are 32-bit images also of a different type. What are they? You have seen many of the logos which will have a background transparent. Yes, have you seen it? Yes, sir. You have seen films with characters mixed with the live video. A parrot is standing just behind, adjacent to me. You have seen it? Or some artificial character has been, an alien has been created and it is standing just behind me or just besides me, and I am talking to him or her. It is like that. That has been generated in computer, but it has been then composited with the live video. It has been composited, it has been mixed with the live video. So for that type of graphics, we must have 32-bit image. That 32-bit image is a different type of image. क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
पावर कट हुआ ना वापस, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी आई होगी तो जस्ट
चेंज होगा बताओ। बोलने देते हम पता चल जाएगा। So what is that? ज़्यादा तो नहीं हो रहा? Is it okay for you?
Yes, sir.
You are grasping it?
Yes, sir.
Or it is an overkill? Okay, nice. So coming to the 32-bit images. There are 2 types of 32-bit images. First is CMYK and another is a RGB plus an alpha channel. I was talking to you about a computer generated graphics or character, and that has a transparent background so that it is mixed with a live video. It must have a transparent background. So this transparent background is saved in a alpha channel. That is alpha channel. So when you make animations, when you render it, you render with an alpha channel so that it has a background transparent and this transparency is saved in alpha channel. Got it? Now how this alpha channel works? When you composite it with a live video, this whole background is transparent. Like I have this pen, I want to show it just in front of a video. It must have a transparent background. For this, I have generated it in computer. I will have an alpha channel also. It will have RGB because I want to project it. It will be for film, and for film we use RGB color mode. So it will have a RGB rendering plus an alpha channel, and alpha channel will save the transparent background. Now when I mix it with in a film editing software like Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Premiere or Avid Media Composer, any other video editing softwares, they have the facility of compositing. It automatically reads an alpha channel and it creates a transparent background. Now I will overlay a live video behind it, and it will show artificially created character as well as the video with a transparent background. So that's why for those animated characters, those computer generated characters, we have to render them in RGB plus alpha channel. So there are two types of 32-bit images. One is CMYK image and second one is RGB plus alpha channel. Got it? So you must be knowing this. And this alpha channel we can create in Photoshop also. Okay? When you are working, I will show you that. You create, select the background. You have this option in the channel option. Go to the channel palette. Take out the channel palette. In the bottom there is a button. You click it. It will save all the background as a transparent in that alpha channel. Now when you bring it to any other video editing software, that still image, it will have a transparency behind it. It will have a transparency associated with it, and it will show you RGB plus alpha. It will show you alpha channel also in the details of that graphics. Now you can use this for compositing with a live video or some another photographs also. That is the use of alpha channel. So color mode was the fourth part. Any other method of reducing the file size, optimizing the file size? Optimizing means how much is required, we generate that much, not beyond that or below that. We need the quality as well as the display of the quality as well as the storing capacity also. You should have a good quality and minimum file size. So this is optimization. So for good quality and the minimum file size, this is the whole technique of file optimization. So what is the last part for file optimization?
Format, image format.
Very good. Exactly. File formats. That's the last, fifth part. It is file format. So what are file formats?
JPG,
Okay, you have heard about JPG?
PNG, JPG.
File formats.
Compression.
No.
For a desktop, what should be the file format?
JPG.
Desktop graphics?
JPG.
JPEG. JPEG. JPEG stands for Joint Photographic Expert Group. Or in short, the file extensions are in 3 letters only. JPEG. .jpg. This is a lossy compression. The quality of the image goes down, but file size is small. That's why we save it in JPEG. Okay. So JPEG is that format in which is a lossy compression. The details are not saved. You have heard about TIFF? .TIF. TIFF stands for tagged image file format. This is a lossless compression. So the best file format for saving all the details of your graphics is TIFF because it is lossless. So if you want to go for a printing, high quality printing, you design a graphics in TIFF, not in JPEG. Okay. Then any other format you have heard about?
PNG.
PNG. Okay. RAW is an odd set of different things. So we are talking of graphic file formats, normal, common graphic file formats. So what you were saying? PNG.
PNG.
What is PNG?
So it saves a file in a transparent background, like a logo. When you create a logo.
You heard this?
PNG.
Very good. Nice. But without alpha channel. That's the best thing about PNG. PNG is a file format which saves background without alpha channel. There is one more file format which supports background transparency without alpha channel.
GIF is animated.
No, he is exactly right. GIF can be animated as well as still also.
Okay.
So PNG is a 24-bit image with background transparency. And GIF, graphic interchange file format, is a 8-bit image with background transparency without alpha channel. Without alpha channel. That's the best thing about these file formats. .png and .gif. So when you design a logo, you design in PNG for larger colors, more colors. For RGB, you have PNG. What about GIF? GIF graphics are the smallest file size. We have smallest file size. So when you are posting some graphics for your website, you generate it for GIF. You must have a GIF file format. If it does not have much colors, but if you are going for placing some photographs in it, then it has to be in PNG or JPEG also. It cannot have GIF. The reason is that GIF will have a 8-bit image, that means 2 to the power 8, that means 256 colors. And we can see 9 million colors. So this is a bad image. Okay? But if you are using plain colors, yellow, blue, or a mixture, a bit of shades, then you can go for a GIF format. Otherwise, you cannot use GIF. If there are more shades, then you have to switch from GIF to JPEG or PNG. But we don't use normally PNG because it is a higher file size. For logos only we use PNGs. Okay, got it? For file optimization, so this is the part. If you want to make the smallest graphic file size, it has to be GIF. Okay? If you want more colors, it will be JPEG. If you want transparency with more colors, then it will be PNG. And the best file formats with all the details, it will be then TIFF. Got it?
Yes.
So in this way, depending upon your requirement, we save the file. We select the file format. Got it? Okay. So let's select it for various media. So for desktop media, we use either JPG or PNG or GIF, or it can be TIFF also. But normally we don't use TIFF because it has lot many details. TIFF is used for printing media, magazines. Okay. So for film again, JPEG, and MOV is a video format.
PGA.
What is TG? Not PG. It is a Targa format. TG is a Targa format. And what is the feature of TG? What is the feature of TG? Best thing of TG. Why you are using it for video or for a film or for some other film media? Why you use TG? There is a reason behind it. That's why I am asking you. Just now I told you there are two type of 32-bit image. One is CMYK and another is RGB plus alpha channel. So PGA is a file format which supports RGB plus alpha channel. It is only a file format which supports alpha channel. There is one more file format which supports alpha channel, that is TIFF. TIFF also supports alpha channel. So when you are creating animations, when you render each frame, you render it in either TGA or TIFF because it has alpha channel facility in it. So these are the only two file formats which support alpha channel. Got it? And these are the most popular softwares. So if you are rendering any animation and you want to send it to US or somewhere any other country or in the same country for compositing, it has to be TGA or TIFF. No other, no JPEG. JPEG does not support alpha channel. GIF does not support alpha channel. Got it? So for films we will have these file formats. Then coming to codings, PNG, we don't keep PNG because for audience we need 20 feet by 10 feet. So this size of graphics,
Adobe Illustrator format.
very good. You have seen that, huh?
PNG.
Either AI, it will be other Adobe Illustrator file format for the complete coding designing or
PDF.
or Corel Draw file, CDR,
CDR.
Corel Draw file. So you design whole complete coding in Corel Draw, it will have a Corel Draw file format. But then you have to ensure that they have the same version of Corel Draw at the printing end also. If you are not sure, don't go either for a AI, Adobe Illustrator or CDR. Then you create a PDF file. Okay? Create a PDF file. What is PDF? Portable document format. Create a portable document format. And convert all the text in curve format. Convert all the text to curves. Otherwise, they must have that font also with them. If they are not having that font, it will replace it. And all your design will go in some other, it will get distorted. So, either you export that with the fonts also, you give those fonts to that printer also, or if you are not sure what is going to happen at that end, best is convert all the graphics, all the text into curve format. Convert all the text to curve. This feature is available in Corel Draw, Illustrator also. Convert all the text to curve. Now it can be printed without that font being present in that machine. So you have to do that or just print in the PDF form, portable document. And what should be the color mode? Codings, CMYK. Keep it in CMYK. So when you create a PDF, it asks you want to convert it, you want it in PDF, CMYK mode or RGB mode. So you must be knowing that also. Okay. Then magazines, it should be TIFF, not TIF format. And for color lab, or it can be JPEG also, JPG also. That depends upon the magazine. And then the digital lab, what they prefer? JPEG only. Dot JPG. So all the digital lab print them, all the photographs in JPEG. So you have to take JPEG with them in your pen drive. So coming back to the file formats. For desktop, these are the file formats. For films, JPEG, TIFF or TGA. For holdings, these are the file formats. These are the software. And for magazine, either TIFF or JPEG. And for digital app, only JPEG. So this is the file optimization technique. You create a file, a graphic with optimized file size and best quality also. This is the method. So any questions? Anything you want to ask about this media or any other media, print, electronic, hypermedia? Web is called hypermedia.